There were 2 videos from this woman, and both of them were puzzling and horrifying. This is the case of how a public apology can be so horrible that it highlights the original crime to the maximum capacity.
Please like and subscribe.
Sienna Mae started on TikTok during the platform's explosion in popularity and quickly became an influencer. She was relatable, positive, and very likable overall. She felt like a safe space for millions of viewers. That image was destroyed once her best friend decided to speak up for himself. Something horrible happened to him, and everyone was proud of him for taking the steps to get it out of his system. The only problem was that the villain of the story was none other than Sienna Mae.
I've seen numerous arguments asking why lie about sexual assault, and this isn't a lie. But it wasn't me who sexually assaulted him. And Jack, I'm so sorry that I have to do this to you and I have to out you like this, and I never ever would have done this to you if it didn't get to the low point that it did, where my name was literally being slandered left and right. And I'm sorry, but for the one time I have to protect myself before I protect you. I was trying to be there for the both of us and trying to keep your name and your personal business out of it, but you didn't keep my personal business out of it, knowing damn well that your friends were going to post those tweets. And I'm sorry, but you know I did not assault you. We both know what happened, and we both know who it was, and we both know that I was not at that gathering that night. I'm so disappointed in you and the people around you because they are letting you misplace your trauma onto me, and I'm so sorry that this happened to you. It's not my place to speak your story, and I will not discuss this any further, but it's not your place to allow false allegations to be spread about me when we both know that I was not the one who did this to you.
This all started when my friend came out with a tweet because he was worried about me. He actually witnessed a bunch of times what Sienna did to me. Another one of my friends came out with a video when I was at a party, like passed out on the couch. When they told me about what happened, they said they pulled her off of me. My twin, a friend, and another friend got in an argument with Sienna saying, "You can't do that. Jack doesn't like you like that." So the first incident where Sienna crossed boundaries, it was after filming. We went into the room. I was just chilling on my phone on the bed, and she got naked, like completely naked, nothing on, and straddled me when I was literally just chilling on the bed. After all those type of things kept on happening, the Hawaii incident happened where I was passed out unconscious almost like the whole night. She got on top of me, took advantage of me, groped me. I'm so glad they pulled her off of me, and honestly, I'm glad that they have evidence.
I unequivocally deny the allegations that I sexually assaulted Jack Wright.
This video is from November 30th, 2020.
Jack.
As you can clearly see, that is Sienna and that is Jack passed out on the couch, unconscious. This is the first time I met Sienna, and I did not know that they had a fake relationship. This is me in the white hat. I was taking care of Jack while he was unconscious on the couch. Sienna then hops on top of him, and I didn't think nothing of it. I started hearing noises, and I peeked over my shoulder, and it was exactly that. I was so thrown off guard that I had to flee the situation. Whatever their relationship was at the time, obviously this was not right. So I went back and took Sienna off of Jack. Not to mention, when I got closer, I noticed her right hand inappropriately touching his crotch. Shocked that I pulled her off, and she kept trying to justify what she had just done. I talked to James and Jack the next day about the situation that happened that night. And James said that happens all the time. These are the facts, and I'm a witness.
Jack explains how he did not give anybody consent to be touched in any way while unconscious, and that he was deeply hurt and disturbed by the breach of privacy, especially coming from someone so special as Sienna Mae was. He was ashamed, confused, and felt the need to keep quiet because he didn't want a full-blown scandal on his hands. But he decided to stick up for himself and let it all out. And things for Sienna went straight to the toilet because there she was, front and center in a video caught red-handed. She couldn't spin things into her favor. Not that she didn't try, by the way. The people's response was almost unanimous. This is assault. She should be charged. Heavy accusations, especially with cemented evidence. So how did Sienna approach this?
I decided to take a month off of social media due to the negativity surrounding my platform. It was honestly one of the most difficult times in my life for many reasons. But through struggle, I found clarity within myself and with who I want to surround myself with. We're all learning and growing, And more than anything, I'm beyond thankful for my family, friends, partnerships, and supporters.
This is her now infamous apology video where, as you see, she is dancing. Interpretive dancing to her own words. The equivalent of farting and immediately smelling it. What she said. She was suffering, she acknowledged something happened, and she is learning from it. What she didn't say. I am sorry for what I did. I understand what happened. I know how much damage I caused. I get that I let my friend down, and I understand that consent was something that was not on my mind that night when I assaulted my best friend. Yeah, none of that was said. Sienna twisted the situation and minimized it. Yeah, I did a boo-boo, but I'll do better next time. Ugh, people did not like that one bit. The contrast between videos was abysmal. Jack was concise to the point, and he said he felt ashamed for what happened to him. Meanwhile, here's Sienna feeling herself, dancing to her own voice, not ashamed of anything. After the apology dropped, she had to disappear because the backlash was monumental. The video was so bad that people who didn't even know what happened learned she was a creep. That apology video became an advertising on her horrible decisions. But nothing happened afterwards. No legal stuff, no lawsuits. It was like nothing ever happened. Before we talk about where she is now, let's all agree she should have experienced the sweet embrace of the law upon her, right? But that didn't happen, and she came back slowly, but her audience welcomed her back as if she had made a minor mistake. And the reason is that she built a personality online surrounded in kindness, vulnerability, body positivity, and people got attached to that message. Maybe not her as a whole, but she was the image of what they enjoyed. And some people didn't want to accept that actually happened and continue rooting for her no matter what. There were people who actually liked her apology because it was raw and vulnerable. Sienna managed to escape something that should have locked her up for years. Unbelievable. Meanwhile, Jack was done with what happened. He said his piece and was believed by the majority, but sadly it wasn't enough. He didn't need to dance, nor have music, nor be over the top. We saw a broken person who was wronged by someone he trusted. He was the vulnerable one. But not everything was rainbows and unicorns for Sienna. She lost brand deals, the people around her treated her like pariah, the vast majority of her audience dropped her, and she was heavily criticized online for the longest time. And for someone like Sienna, someone who believes attention is the biggest thing ever, this was confusing because on one hand, a large population got to know her name, but on the other hand, at what cost?
I was being basically kept around because I was useful, and every time we would film videos together, they would get a lot more views. He saw the value that I brought in that sense because for him, it was useful to have me around. And for me, I started to get emotionally invested, and I was like, this isn't fun. Like, I have fun making videos sometimes, but then in our reality, in our personal day-to-day life, like, he's kind of into me, kind of not, only when it's useful for him. And also, I know that he was going through so much other stuff when we were friends, and I knew that he had a lot of demons of his own with his family and with his own relationships, and I just knew that it was a blessing that he was never my boyfriend and that he was never into me back.
There was a night that I attempted to commit suicide, and they took me to this hospital for not troubled teens, because all the girls in there were just hurt.
Yeah.
But that was really bad. I really think that it's just my time to go.
Yeah.
And also it doesn't help when everybody's telling you to do that too. So I was honestly really grateful that my whole debacle, my whole whatever cancel culture thing was literally just when I picked up my phone and looked at comments.
Yeah.
And I'm also grateful because while there were tons of mean people and tons of mean articles and whatever, there were also some people, even social media people, who were like, this is so stupid. Yeah. What is everyone talking about? Can we please use logical like logic for a moment. And so although there was hate, there was also still some like love and support, even when it was not as loud.
It makes me so sad to think that Jack had to endure what happened to him and still got no justice. How many times have you seen people dropping lengthy letters on Twitter where they expose a creator, but it's just words, and we later found out they lied about everything and it was just a vendetta? In this case, there is video evidence of the fact, and still nothing happened. Sienna didn't take accountability, no personal growth, nothing. The internet loves to reward feelings over evidence, narratives over facts. I guess this happens when accountability is replaced by fake introspection. The story is not going to end, it will only fade unresolved, but still waiting patiently to come up until the next mistake.